Okay, you're planning a wedding reception, and the one thing you're trying to figure out is how many people should we allow to give a speech? So there's always the default 3. And what I mean by that is, I always recommend that you have the father of the bride, the best man, and the maid of honor give a speech. Those are kind of like the default. Now, let's say the father has passed away, maybe he's not involved too much in the family, then it would kind of go down the line from there. So then I would recommend maybe the mother of the bride, father of the groom, mother of the groom. Just some kind of parent I think should always speak in some capacity. And a lot of times it's great too, where if you guys are wanting to do some kind of prayer or blessing, you could have the parent do that as well. So they're kind of involved in 2 different roles there. Best man, maid of honor, those for sure need to happen, especially for your wedding video. Those always allow for great moments. Like let's say we want a little bit more backstory on just the bride, or a little more backstory on just the groom. A lot of times the best man and the maid of honor are gonna do that. And especially the best man in particular, he tends to kind of crack a little more jokes. So then that allows for some of the more funny moments of your wedding video to have his audio in there. Because, you know, let's face it, a lot of the rest of the wedding is probably going to be a little more emotional. So that doesn't really fit well when we got stuff like dancing and partying. So being able to use the best man speeches align really well with that. Now, let's say you want to incorporate some others into it. What I would recommend is just making sure that you're keeping the speeches short. If you're going to be having both sides of the parents speaking, best man, maid of honor, second best man, second maid of honor, your favorite cousin, if all these people are speaking, just make sure that you're keeping the speeches short and you're putting them all together. What you don't want to do is you don't want to have, say, the best man speaks and then you serve a course during dinner, and now the maid of honor speaking, and now you do your first dance, and now the cousin speaking, and now they're serving another course. What happens is people lose their attention on the one thing that's happening. They start mingling, they start talking, they're eating, and now when you're ready to do the second speech or the third speech, they're not focused. You know, they're all talking, they're eating, they're not focusing on the speech, so it's noisy in the room. The servers are working, they're in the way of the shots of your photographer, your videographer. It just doesn't work well. So if you are wanting to do a lot of speeches, I highly recommend that you put them all together. But if you're looking for that sweet spot, I recommend doing the 3. Do the father of the bride or another parent, the best man, and the maid of honor, and that's gonna work the best.